Wow. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. This is incredible. I've never. The chat's ready to display messages. Whoa, look at that. Whoa. Whoa. Uh huh. Whoa. Whoa. Um. Okay. Dive in, folks. As everyone, welcome as crows represent one of evolution's great. Okay, great. Neat crow fact. Nice. All right. We're doing sexy, but okay. Thank you, Jesse. Um. Yeah, yeah. I am here in some capacity. Okay. First time doing this. Let's see what happens. This is going to be really incredible. I guess it's important that we start with maybe getting centered and doing like a meditation, um, just so that we're all, you know, in the clear. Can you guys hear me? Oh, the stream title is that. Oh, that's probably not good. Can I change the title? Uh, yeah, I bet I can. Can I change the title before? Oh God, it's me. Um, no, that's a good title. I like that actually. Here, I am a doctor now. LOL. LOL. There we go. Boom. That should does that work if I change that now? Wow, this is really, you guys are in for a real treat today. Thank you for how my office looks. Um, I feel the same way. I'm going to now not look at myself um for too long, and because that's the thing, guys, with a lot of these content creators, they love looking. All right, so we're gonna start with a meditation. And I hope you guys can appreciate it. We're gonna try to switch scenes, and it's gonna be really great. And I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. First, just like take some deep breaths. Like gets just like, and then out through your nose. And let's go ahead and then dive in. Let me know if you can hear this, and let me know how. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. This is really really exciting. Um, let me know if the audio sounds weird on this to you.
Knots. When everyone needs some knots tied, they go to him. Bullshit. Bullshit. This woman's such a bitch. Thinks she's Miss Sand.
I should mention this is an older video, and some of the language it uses is questionable. I have already skipped past certain parts that might be super offensive, but the rest I believe is pretty much in the clear.
Drinking out of cups. Being a bitch. I bet have fist. I bet have fedelisk. Barned. Patarsk patted a little kid in the background fucking going crazy. Who's this guy? Mr. Balloons. Mr. Balloon Hands. No way. No way. Get real. Like those things. Mr. Walkway. Mr. Walk Down Me, I'm the walkway. Lead me to the building. Fuck you. 5643. Yeah, right. You some stupid bitch. Who paid for that floor? Not me. No way. Never paid for no floor ever again. Not once, not never. Nope. Whose chair is that? Who bought that goddamn chair? That's not my chair. Not my chair, not my problem. That's what I say. No way. Stupid dresses.
Oh, that was good. Okay, thank you.
Stupid flowers. Lighthouses rule. You don't like the lighthouse? You suck.
No talking during this.
What is this, Seahorse Captain? What is this, Seahorse Seashell Party? Who didn't invite me? Why didn't I get invited, Seahorse Seahell? What is this? Get real. I'm in love with seahorses. I'm in love with them. They're so beautiful and cute. I'm in love with the seahorses. They're fucking unreal. I love them. They're like all the clocks. I love them. I love seahorses, and I love looking at them, and I love seashells. I love seashell things. I love things with seashells and seahorses on them, like blankets and towels and little bags. I love them. Seahorses forever.
Anyway, we're having fun. Was that nice? Was that good for you guys? Do you feel better? Open your eyes when you feel comfortable opening your eyes. Don't rush it. Okay? It's hard to come out of that level of like deep meditation. You know what I mean? Cancel Tailwind. Yeah, immediately just the wrong video to start with. It could have been way worse, I will say. And yeah, that is, I believe, a video that should be watched pretty much every day. So yeah, E-Bombs World. Whoa, that is crazy. I remember that from my childhood. How are we doing? So this is me getting time in and figuring out how all this stuff works. It's all very exciting. I have literally record-breaking amounts right now of followers, and yep, I did it. Great, perfect. And what I'm trying to do is, the plan is to do this all the time. And in order to do that, I have to figure out how it works. And so that is the plan today. And I'm going to be here doing various things. We're going to watch some videos. We're going to watch some conspiracy theory content. And we're going to have a reading portion, which I believe is really important. I think literacy is an issue that we should all be a little bit more like concerned about. I don't think people are very much into reading. So later, we are going to be checking out The Plot Against the King by FBI Director Kash Patel. And we're going to see how it goes. I've heard it, was up for a Pulitzer, but didn't quite get one. And in addition to that, what else? We're going to be looking at some stuff. Should we dive in? What do we do? What do you guys, is this just... I suppose I should preamble, right? I should do some preamble. Is that, we like doing that? I'm assuming, right? We don't want to dive into the heavy substantive stuff right out of the gate. There's going to be quite a bit of that in the future. We're going to talk about all sorts of things, politics and culture and conspiracy theories, and mostly that lizard. To be very sure. Hey guys, check this out. Show some respect. You're not even wearing a suit. Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty cool. So, did that sound good? Are we good there? Was that good? I think the on-stream messages displayed are okay, they're a little behind. Yeah. All right. Well. That will matter, I guess, like, so that I can respond in time, I guess, but I don't know how important it is at this particular juncture. But yeah, the on-stream messages that are displayed are the one behind. Okay, I see. Like, yeah, it's coming through and that is what I'm looking at. Because the alternative is that I'm looking at myself delayed, and that freaks me out. There's an uncanny valley to that where I'm like, it's like not quite matching up, and I'm not ready. I'm just not ready for that. And then later we're gonna eat some potato chips from my favorite brand, Potato Chips. So there's a lot on the docket today, and it's gonna be a banger. Was that too loud? How was it? You guys gotta let me know, because this is truly like, you're the children and I'm the boomer parent, and you have to be patient. Okay, thank you. So I thought I was thinking about what to do and what to talk about, and there will be Zelda later, because that is what I want to do. And I'm gonna play pretty much every Zelda game at some point, but obviously we'll start with like just me playing Tears of the Kingdom again and see how that feels. But before that, we're gonna do a bunch of videos, and I thought one that would be kind of fun to start with would be like this video from really the guy that has inspired me to eventually make content again, even though he inspired me to do it like 5 years ago, and I just chose not to for a very long time for some reason. But that's because I was working on a dissertation and getting a master's and a PhD, which I have now, and it's very exciting. And so I'm going to try to take what I've learned and apply it in some various capacity to what's going on here. Now, what I'm going to try to do is block out my own face and just look at the chat on at least Twitch, maybe? Does that make the most sense? Ironically, I think that might make the most sense. Oh, this is a better way to look at it. Okay, guys, we're figuring it out. Go a little louder on the drops. All right. Do you mean the sound effects? Like this? Is that not quite loud? That was a chicken sound effect if you couldn't hear. Also, I don't have headphones in right now, so I don't know if that's going to cause a problem, especially for the React video. I'm assuming I should probably have. You know what I mean? That was a real chicken. That was a real chicken, Jesse. Yeah. Sound effects are a good volume. Okay, great. Thank you first time chatter. Nailed it. God, I am a pro, okay? This is going to be unbelievable. Look at how good this is already going. It's on Twitch, it's on YouTube. I don't even know what YouTube is anymore. Anyway, we're going to start with a guy who, well, we're going to start with two guys. And one of these guys I discovered actually as a result of my graduate studies when I was probably in the second of, I guess, good God, 5 years of it. I was really interested in the psychologist James Hillman, who I'm still very interested in. And he's my favorite. And I was wondering, like, people, when they'll talk about Jung or Freud, they'll very often with Jung especially, they'll bring up Jordan Peterson. And so I looked up like podcasts about like, has anyone talked about these guys? And long story short, I discovered a guy. I was getting on a plane, there was no Wi-Fi on the plane, and then I was like, I'm gonna download this podcast. Got on the plane, no Wi-Fi, listened I was like, I love this guy, we're gonna be pals. And then I found out when I landed that he's no longer with us. And then I started devouring all of his content. And then the other person that is associated with this video is going to be someone, y'all, that I'm going to talk about all the time, because I love him, and his name is Dave Rubin. And so, should we dive in now? Was this enough preamble? Yeah, the sound effects could be a little louder. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm going to make a note, because if I just try to do it now... Oh, YouTube is janky? Classic, right? Get with it, Grandpa. The YouTube title is still that too. All right. Yep, that would make sense, wouldn't it? That one I will change. Okay, let's see here. Can you tell what kind of software I'm using? You can't... Please. It's a Restream. Now, let's see if I can figure out this old website. Hello again, my old friend. And we are going to go... I am going to... Yeah. All right. Okay. And, ooh, we're live. Nice. Oh, no, I don't want to hear myself. Okay. All right. Can you change it on YouTube? I don't know if you can change it on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. No, don't talk to me. If you guys are telling me how to do it, I thank you, but I think I can figure this out. Here we go. Incredible. Is this made for kids? No. I think we can say safely after that video. All right, I just saved it. I don't know if that'll help or if that'll make things worse on YouTube, so apologies. I'm honestly thankful that anybody is watching right now, so I appreciate it. And apologies if you can hear the garbage truck right now. I'm gonna sip my Diet Dr. Pepper from my Back to the Future cup. Back to the Future on Broadway. The greatest Broadway show that has ever existed. Is that better? I like to think that's better. Yeah, title is up. Haha, yes. The Cash Patel portion actually will be made for kids. Yeah, that's a really great point, Jesse. All right, YouTube titles updated. Man, we are rolling, huh? By which I mean we are on. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna try to keep this. This is the scariest part. I'm gonna try to say things that aren't gonna. I don't know all the rules with Twitch. Like I don't know where the line is. I also don't. I don't want people to have it on in the background, and then all of a sudden I say something out of pocket, and people get really infuriated. Or then I haven't even gotten monetized yet, so I have to get 3 viewers. Yeah, right, unalive, right? I have to say unalive. Is that like a formal thing? Like, do you really like? I thought that was a. Oh, really, Adam? Is that? I'm having a hard time knowing whether or not you are being facetious or not, but I'm not a huge fan of that kind of like softening of language, but I'm gonna try to remember to do it. I thought that was more of like a cultural thing. I didn't know that that was like part of the terms and conditions. All right, so we're gonna dive in with now another video. Back to the original subject. This is going to be a clip I enjoy watching every now and then, and it involves the late Michael Brooks, as well as my personal favorite YouTube commentator today, the smartest human being on the face of the planet, Dave Rubin, as well as the late Larry King. And I think it's funny. But do you want to do that, or you want to start by watching the new Odyssey trailer? Can I do that, or is that copyrighted? I'm looking at Twitch / Thank you. Thanks, nice vibe. I'm sure I'm responding way late, but thank you for that. And it'd be cool if I knew literally how any of this worked. Cool. I can't. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. I have to go back to here, and we're gonna do. Do we want to do? What are we thinking? Do we do the? Probably can't for YouTube for the. Okay. Or I don't even know if I'm monetized on YouTube anymore. Does that matter, or will they just kick it off? I thought you could respond to trailers. Immediately learning quite a bit. All right. Well, then I guess we'll just watch this video of people making fun of Dave Rubin for a little bit. Let me know about volume.
I want to just do a little palate cleanser for you. Normally, we would do this in the post game, but I just want to share a little love, a little joy, a little enjoyment. Someone brought this to my attention earlier today, and this is genuinely one of the funniest things that I've seen in quite some time. And I say that a lot, and honestly, a lot of it is also disgusting and sad, but we come across a fair amount of funny content.
The thing about this is that it sustains and sort of elevates as the time goes on. Like I was on, I had to literally pace around the office when I first watched this because it was so funny. And that was like the first minute of it, but
so funny. So I don't know when this is from. It's recent, and it has to be on a live stream. Is this from a day ago?
This is from 19 hours ago.
19 hours ago. Apparently, this is a live stream, so this isn't edited out. And it seems to me that there was an agreement beforehand that like, hey, if I get this phone call, I got to take it. But the way that this phone call is taken and the duration And it's not even contempt, because contempt is more energy. It's just pure disrespect.
Pure alpha.
Pure alpha. So the way I'll intro this is I'm going to try to get Larry King on TMBS. All props to Larry King. Dave Rubin is having a super rough time of it.
We used to be a country, you know?
Seems like. And when we cut this for YouTube later, it will be, what will it be? It will be like, Alpha Larry King, Cucks Beta Dave Rubin. Guys, watch this. And if you're listening, just realize that Larry King is speaking into a 1996.
For context, this is 6 years ago. And these other two dudes in here do Left Reckoning, which is a very good podcast that folks should.
Style massive flip phone. Put this on the speaker so our guests can hear this and enjoy.
But that gets to what you were saying about this sort of partisan way of just, you pick your side and that's sort of where we're at. And these guys aren't going to dinner with each other anymore or any of these things.
You know any Republican moderates? I grew up with a lot of them.
Yeah.
New York Herald Tribune. There's some great Hugh Scott of Pennsylvania. Jake Javits of New York.
Yeah.
Slow burn here, but wait for it.
He's a distant cousin of mine, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Jacob Javits, yeah.
Great man.
Yeah?
Great man.
Oh, he's got a phone.
Now let me show you.
Yeah, show us this phone. This old...
is Samsung makes it. I visited that company in Korea.
Yeah.
Samsung.
And it's ringing right now.
It is. Oh, shit. Hello? Hey, Cannon, where are you?
Look at Dave's already upset, seething inside.
Oh, you didn't have a game today?
We have two. I had to get up at 6 a.m. Our game was in Toronto. I'm going to make it.
I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday.
Yeah, we have a doubleheader today, too.
How did you do?
We lost the first one and we won the second.
Rewind that. Rewind that. Sorry, I laughed over it. It's too good.
You can hear Dave like whisper into Larry.
Whispering.
We have two. I had to get up at 6 a.m. Our game was in Toronto. I'm going to make it.
I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday.
Yeah, we had a doubleheader today, too.
How did you do?
Larry.
We lost the first one and we won the second. And we got my first call too.
Oh, that's great.
In both games total, I went 2 for 6 in 7 at-bats with 6 singles and a walk, and 2 RBIs.
That's a 333 batting average, Cannon. Well, I'm doing David Rubin's podcast now. I'm on his show, and while talking to you, the audience is watching me talk to you. Oh, wow. Cannon, you're a starter, so you could do 10 minutes when you open the refrigerator.
You know, I would love to do my own podcast.
Are we enjoying this? I'm getting a I'm getting a temperature. I'm reading the room here. Is that funny? Did you think it was funny? Okay, great. Then we will continue.
He wants to do his own podcast.
Like, it is pure disrespect, and I do think that is a level of comedy that is so funny, and it is fitting for Dave Rubin, who of course is a brilliant person. And yeah, and he's doing full boomer stuff and completely ignoring him, and they're very funny about it. It's very funny commentary, so what I'm doing is I'm relying on other people doing funny commentary and then piggybacking off of that. I'm new, I'm figuring it out. I'm not going to be bringing, hot takes every 5 seconds here right at the top. I'm going to be figuring out whether anybody can hear me first, or whether I put the wrong title on, or whether or not the chat is cut off, or whether or not the chat isn't feeding into YouTube, or whether or not it's not streaming on YouTube, and whether or not, there's actually a microcosm of what's going on within this video with what I'm doing here. Like, I am more the Larry King. thinking Larry David. But
I'll bring him in.
He's going to be 20 years old. I'll bring him here. He's a great kid. All right, Ken, when am I going to see you? Tonight I'm tied up. Tomorrow I got to do the how about Thursday? How about Friday night? All right. The night before your doubleheader. I'll be at both games.
All right. They're both going to be 7 innings, not 9.
Okay, I'll be there.
Pause it. I just have to say, now you think after it's sweet. I think he's talking to his son. He's been enormously rude, and it sounds like his son actually is trying to wrap the call up.
Yes.
So let's see where this goes now, because you think
you can sense Dave's sense of relief coming.
You can sense Dave. What I also love, and my guess is that Dave is the type of guy who stupidly grins, but is like seething inside. Yeah. It's like, I'm getting disrespected in my own set. Check this out.
Thursday. How about Friday night?
Sounds good.
All right.
I am driving home now.
The night before your doubleheader. I'll be at both games.
All right. They're both going to be 7 innings, not 9.
Okay, I'll be there. I love you, Ken.
Aw.
Did you hear the news? I love you.
Okay.
it does make you love Larry King.
Talk to you
Or Larry David.
tomorrow. What? What?
They're the Dodgers or
No,
no?
what?
The Dodgers got Mookie
They are
Betts
coming
and
from the
David
top.
Price.
Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me, man.
So mad.
That's tremendous. Who did they?
Look at his face here.
Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me, man.
That wasn't a real sip of
That's
water.
true. And David. Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me, man.
That's tremendous. Who did they give up for them?
Nikes and suspenders, pure disrespect.
No, that's two pretty good players. Get to my Aitken picture. Alex Verdugo is going to be a star. So Peterson, is there someone going from the Angels to the Red Sox? Wow. Cannon, you bring me great
Dave
news.
just gave him a sign here. Watch this. Fake sip. Let's go.
Yeah, let's
Wow.
go. Come on, Larry.
Cannon, you bring me great news. That's great, Cannon. Thank you for this, and the audience here thanks you.
Better than what we were.
Thank you. I'm just looking at the YouTube stream for the congratulations on the PhD. Thank you. As you can tell, I'm putting it to direct use. It is, it's hard to deny that this is all a product of so much education. But it will be. I promise at some point. I don't know how long ago that chat was. I don't know how it works. I don't know if people are even. Wow, that's great. 7,000 people are watching on both already. Incredible. Thank you so much. Tyler Still Jenkins. Well, I'm going to get out of there. I'm just going to get out of there. Okay, here we go. It still gets funnier. Just so.
Talking about.
He says, tell him anytime. Okay, Cannon, baby, I love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Well, folks, the Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price, and Jock Peterson went to the Angels three-way trade.
See, you are a newsman. Breaking news.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so fucking awesome.
Couldn't happen.
You know what? I mean, look, to be fair, he's literally explain. He said like there used to be. Yeah, I guess this dumb kid is asking me about the Republicans again. Okay, there used to be Republicans that were moderate. There was Jacob Javits. I don't know, this fucking moron kid who thinks I'm his mentor. Hello, son. Would you like to have a random conversation on my Samsung flip phone? I actually visited the facility in 1997. Oh my God. I can barely even add. The only thing I can add to that is what I perceive to be is the deep psychodynamics at display there from Dave. Just like, I thought that he was my mentor.
What's also funny is you look.
Thank you for the congrats on the 100 stream chats. I think if we keep going, we can get dozens more. Doesn't need the okay. Yeah. Help me out, y'all. Make notes. So far, I have one note. Make sound effects slightly louder. Have you guys ever become friends with someone and then realize they're no longer on the face of the planet, and you get really sad about it? That's Michael Brooks for me. He doesn't know that we're friends. Maybe he does. He's looking down at us right now, but he cracks me up, and it's one of those like, oh man, you got a similar sense of humor. So, and at 8 people watching on Twitch, which I feel pretty good about, to be honest. And I think if I do that again, I think I get to be like an affiliate, I guess. All right. Let's continue.
Okay, I'm being clever. Thank God I did stand-up comedy. I know how to roll with this.
You look like you look at the runtime of these episodes, and so this one has 47 minutes, and so that was 3 minutes of that 47. The other ones are way longer. He usually goes way longer with guests. So Larry King gave him less time than typical.
Larry
and
King
talked to his son about
Larry
Mookie Betts.
King is an alpha. He's a legend. CNN are
2 hours with Glenn Beck.
2 hours with Glenn Beck. You have about 45 minutes, and if my son calls about baseball, I'm picking up the phone. All right, let me guess. The Democrats are out of control.
But it was actually
a lot of people are saying mean things to you online, I understand.
Dave should actually feel lucky that phone call came when it did, because the way Larry King said, I don't know any moderate Republicans, do you? He saved Ruben from actually having to answer that question, which is contrary to everything Ruben's been talking about.
Yeah, but Dave is too much of an idiot to recognize that Larry King's son with the cool baseball stats saved him from making, I won't say making an ass of himself. He is an ass, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. that two 7-inning games, I wonder if that kid was in minor league baseball, actually.
It sounds like minor league.
Yeah.
That's great. Kid, and at one point he literally said he tells this kid, you're a star, you get 10 minutes out of opening the fridge, and implicit, like, unlike this guy that I'm literally taking a phone call to talk about baseball trades with, he's sitting there in complete boredom, just like, yeah, well, there was Jacob Javits and there was moderates and there was.
All right, are we having fun with this? I feel like I have to do something at some point. So is the another tech question? Thank you so much for everyone helping, whether Twitch or YouTube. So this is the chat on that I'm seeing on OBS. Is that just distracting for y'all, or because it's not, I don't know, positioned correctly, and also seems to have a really big delay? And yes, welcome to the ground floor. I'm building an empire. This is the ground floor of a new empire. Just kidding, 9-5. I was like, I want to be an emperor, and in order to be an emperor, in order to be an emperor, I have to have an empire. I don't know of what, but it is the ground floor. I'm very excited. This is fun. Yeah, it depends on okay. I think the perceived delay is caused by the latest comment being cut off. I think it's useful to see it. Yeah, you think it's useful, Jesse, to see what people are saying on a medium that's designed to be quite literally chatting. The fact that I'm in the genre just chatting, maybe I should probably be able to see the chat a little bit. All right, let me see what I can do. Let's do. How's that? Is that cool? But what do I do to? Well, I have to like change it on the screen, I guess. Right. There's probably a studio mode. I'm not touching that, y'all. Most streamers just have the words itself, lots of empty space on the default restream boxes. I'm loving the feedback. Thank you. I'll let Jesse figure out what it means. Okay, let me do the YouTube. Can I mess with it on the stream? Is that going to screw things up? Let's see here. I bet there's. Hey, look at that! Look at all that empty space. I see what's going on. Oh my God! Look at that. Is that better? Yeah, cool. Now it cuts off at the left or on the right. Yeah, except you can't really see the. You can't really see the end of it, right? Is that? That's me, the media mogul. The chat on the screen is fairly standard. Okay, cool. Fairly standard is the goal of my entire life. I feel like this should be just a. It's gonna piss me off when I do that. Yeah, it is. It should be like that, shouldn't it? Oh. Ah. Oof. The little black space between the boxes. I don't have. Yeah, OG SourceFed. Hell yeah. I don't have the. By the way, I know about as much regarding technology now as I did during SourceFed. Should I? Is this? He's doing it. You're doing it, Peter. Does that feel okay? Because it doesn't. I don't like it. I'll tell you that. With the little black space between the chat and the camera. It'll take definitely. Yeah, we'll get there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna. A little bit. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that. Is that cool? I'm gonna keep it like that. R.I.P. Michael Brooks. We're gonna lock this. Okay, cool. Pull it. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to step away. Funny, right? Let's go. Yeah, see? Hilarious. It's like a bit. All right. I'll probably take a break in like 15 minutes. And I think I have a screen for that I made myself on a little website called Canva. So we can't do the Odyssey trailer, I guess, which is a bummer because I was hoping to like look at it in real time, but not gonna do it. So we're gonna watch this guy. So this dude is, I don't know what's going on here, but this popped up on my Twitter. Yeah, I don't want to get copyrighted on the very first time. And also, what are you gonna? It's the Odyssey. Read the book. Poem? Epic? I don't really know what's going on here. My understanding is this has something to do with the zoning laws in Massachusetts. And it has something to do with NIMBY, or Not in My Backyard, where they have a housing shortage, is my understanding, in Massachusetts. And there have been efforts made multiple times, I guess, to like fix that. And this dude is getting in front of, I'm assuming, I don't know, city, state, whatever. I love these types of videos when it's the actual citizens like getting involved in politics, and you kind of get a little flavor of the people that are populating it. This is Massachusetts, and I don't know how else to say this, but I think I love this man. And so we're gonna. Oh, we have Odyssey at Homer. Come on, man, that's so good. That's so funny. All right, here we go. Let's watch this guy because I love him.
Tedesco, that's like a golf course, yeah?
Are you asking me if Tedesco's
Yes.
a golf course?
Yeah, I'm asking you, yeah.
Last time I drove by.
Okay, you don't have to get cute. So they're not going to build any houses there because it's a golf course. You can't have houses on a golf course. And Bowden Road, they already got like townhouses and all that nonsense, yeah?
Yes.
So like,
Walk
this
'em up the
is a way to comply with 3A without doing any of the 3A stuff?
Yes, it is. We tried the other way and it was rejected.
So, but like, when we're preserving like the character of Marblehead, it's like, it's a bad, we're selfish. We're doing a bad thing. Like, we're not doing any housing.
Is that a question?
Yeah, kind of. Like, are we kind of being pricks? Like, like we voted last year. And
how many times can we?
Like, I don't. Like, are we trying to do nothing? Because it seems like we're doing nothing.
So,
I'm not an expert on this. I didn't even know it was a golf course. I hadn't driven by. But, like, what are we? We're trying to make sure we build no houses. Like, I don't get it. Like, people live in houses.
Sir, this is the plan before us tonight, so yeah, that's what we're voting on.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're
Thank
voting
you.
on nothing substantive.
Thank you.
I was afraid
You're not missing anything.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess it's a little early for this, but I am going to issue my first conspiracy theory, and it also is a full circle moment because I do think nothing substantive. I do think that this guy might be the same guy who was drinking out of cups from the beginning. If you were here for our morning meditation, I could be wrong, but I'm not totally sure. I kind of want to watch it again.
Tedesco, that's like a golf course, yeah?
Are you asking me if Tedesco's
Yes.
a golf course?
Yeah, I'm asking you, yeah.
Last time I drove by.
Okay, you don't have to get cute. So they're not going to build any houses there because it's a golf course. You can't have houses on a golf course. And Bowden Road, they
You're
already
drinking out of cups. Get out of here. Housing on golf. You can't have housing up.
they got like townhouses and all that nonsense, yeah?
Yes.
So like, this is a way to comply with 3A without doing any of the 3A stuff?
Yes, it is. We tried the other way and it was rejected.
So, but like, when we're preserving like the character of Marblehead, it's like, it's a bad, we're selfish. We're doing a bad thing. Like, we're not doing any housing.
Is that a question?
Yeah, kind of. Like, are we kind of being pricks? Like, like we voted last year. And
how many times can we?
Like, I don't. Like, are we trying to do nothing? Because it seems like we're doing nothing.
So,
I'm not an expert on this. I didn't even know it was a golf course. I hadn't driven by. But, like, what are we?
Yep.
We're trying to make sure we build no houses. Like, I don't.
Thank you to Cassandra for the congrats on the PhD. I can't stay because you're in class. That's so cool. Even when I graduate, I'm still in institutions of higher learning. Beautiful. It's one of the perks of being a member of the academy. The actual academy, not the ones that give out the awards. We have to all settle for things.
Like, people live in houses.
Sir,
People
this
leaving
is
out?
the plan before us tonight, so yeah, that's what we're voting on.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're
Thank
voting
you.
on nothing substantive.
Thank you.
I was afraid.
You're not missing anything.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Banger. Absolute banger. Okay, we're gonna do All right, look at that. The chat is again cut off. That's cool. It's cool. I didn't know the direction that the comments were going to come in, so let's figure this one out too. Hey, there's all that. Hey, oh, amazing. Does this get larger too? From the no, okay. You are source fed while doing your undergraduate? I've been learning this whole time by osmosis. Because you were doing it while you were watching SourceFed while in your undergrad. I remember when we were doing SourceFed and they would like, people would send us photos of them in class where the professor was showing a SourceFed video. I think it was one that me and Joe did. And I thought it was pretty cool. I think Joe jumped out of his skin pretty quickly. Can't handle that little... I'll share it, eventually. I mean, it will come up for sure. My thesis is, my dissertation is, takes a little bit of explaining, but basically it's on modern America. There is the idea that there's a psychology of the individual. Groups have psychologies, classrooms, families, and also there's the idea of cultural complexes. And so I write on modern America through a depth psychological lens, narrowing in on 3 general sources of anxiety. So I cover quite a bit of ground. It's very broad. I talk about propaganda, I'm very interested in, and it has a little bit to do with why people are, especially these days, drawn so much to conspiracy theories. So, on that is this guy. Now, I discovered this guy a couple hours ago. I'm probably gonna go like 10 more minutes. I'm gonna go pee. But I have a BRB thing, so don't go nowhere. But now, if you can't tell what we're going for here on this stream, it's gonna be pretty important and relevant. This is a channel called Corbett Report, and basically I was trying to find a conspiracy theorist who was not like so over the top, but like has a kind of rhetorical gravitas that makes people maybe take it more seriously, sort of like how some propaganda works. But what interested me about this particular video is not just like the Riz, but it was also the what is it? The chat thing isn't too okay, great. And I did have to defend it, yes. And that's when I defended it on Saturday, and that's when they tell you that you're officially a doctor. But it's a very celebratory thing. Like, it's not I've seen instances where you're defending and they are just like grilling into you. My dissertation had already been approved before, and so it was sort of like a deeper dive into certain parts, and then everybody sort of claps and the class is there, and it's very sweet. And then you fall into a sense of purposelessness and despair and not knowing what to do next. And then you're also at the same time very excited. And then you go, well, I guess maybe I'll stream forever now. But let's keep our eyes on the prize here, folks, because this is called The Multipolar World Order is the New World Order. And I clicked on it because I read this piece that came out recently. There's a podcast called American Prestige that I really like. And one of the hosts is named Daniel Bessner, I believe, and he wrote a book called Cold War Liberalism, which I'm still making my way through, but he was a foreign policy advisor for Bernie Sanders, and I also think he's a pretty funny guy. He talked to Clavicular for some reason recently, but he did this piece on multipolarity, and it's about the idea of basically spheres of influence, and I don't know jack especially when it comes to foreign policy, so that's like one area that I'm trying to learn more about. But he wrote about the idea of multipolarity, which is essentially the idea that like there's spheres of influence all around the world, and those nations, those superpowers or great powers, will have respective control over their like immediate abroad. So it's basically the idea that like we're gonna probably take over, you know, Cuba and then Latin America, and then we're probably not gonna have as much protection for Europe, because Europe, you can already see they're like increasing their military investment, I guess. And then China will have like East Asia and all that stuff. And then there's going to be certain areas. Basically, a lot of the countries that suffer the most are going to be those that are not basically being protected by one of the superpowers or one of the great powers. And so he describes this sort of pyramid structure for how the world is going to function. And the whole point of it is really interesting, because it's not about what differs between now and like say 100 years ago. Is back then it was all about like ideology, like communism versus capitalism or whatever, and everyone wanted their worldview to like spread across the world. And now it's not so much about ideology, and he actually goes through and like shows the amount of times the words appear. It's about whatever the material desires are for the respective countries. And so it's less about like an ideological, we're going to spread this, and it's like do whatever you're going to do. But at the same time, it's going to be an also kind of a bad situation. And we used to be a unipolar, I think after 91 or something, where we were like the greatest superpower, and now it's sort of like bipolar, I think, between us and China. And then from us and China, we'll still be superpowers, but then there's going to be all these great powers underneath, and then all of these other powers beneath that, and then beneath that there's going to be it doesn't seem like a good thing, but it also seems like a natural extension of everything else that's going on. And I would argue that there's material reasons for it. However, not everyone believes that such things are material, and sometimes they are this guy, I guess. I don't know. I haven't watched it. Let's find out.
The New World Order. Do you get excited when you think about how Putin or Xi or the mullahs in Iran are sticking it to the evil, satanic US real globalists? Do you find yourself making excuses for why China, Iran, Russia, and all the other axes of resistance nations locked their citizens down for the scamdemic exactly like the US?
Hold on. Did a conspiracy theorist just use the word scamdemic?
And all the Western governments did? Have you thought Russia is just weeks away from defeating the Ukro-Nazis for the last 4 years? Do you believe that the new BRICS-based interoperable CBDC currency system is going to save us from the big tech oligarchs? Then you need to snap out of it, because you have a serious case of multipolaritis, and I've got the cure.
I mean, yeah, we are going hard right out of the gate. This might be, I don't know if I maybe have the energy. Let's see what happens.
It's called history.
Oh.
Let's dive deep. I promise this will only hurt a little.
No, I don't want this.
You're listening to The Core.
Guys.
We safeguard the international system with
I don't
the
want to
United
hear.
Nations at its core.
Yeah, I'm going to go based on what people are.
Trading system centered on the World Trade Organization.
The last 19 years.
I will judge a lot of folks based on when I hover over and see this sort, you know, the beautiful landscape of who's watching what parts the most. And I think it's very funny when it's like it just immediately. I mean, I did it, so I can't blame anybody. But I mean, what is going on over here? This must be very exciting stuff. Uh-oh, we all good in there? Okay, let's see. Oh, I see. I thought you meant yeah. I thought you meant that there were people in the chat. No. I hope, though. I would love to get some conspiracy heads in here.
You should be well situated to understand what I am about to present, but if you are not...
One of the things that conspiracy theorists do that I always love is the amount of confidence with which they speak. There's obviously the well-worn cliche of the Dunning-Kruger effect, but it's a real thing. And I think that like one of the things that I've experienced in having gone to taking time to learn things is it does not have an effect on me that makes me feel like I know about everything. It makes me feel like I know about maybe a lot in the most specific sense possible. But conspiracy theories kind of work the opposite way, where they just sort of believe that they understand everything fully confidently, and they express that, like you're saying, in like the inflection. It's really wonderful, and it's never like, well, maybe I'm wrong. It is 100% certain, and that's the kind of like alpha male stuff that I'm into.
Buckle up, hold on, get a pen and paper, because there's a lot of information that is going to be data dumped right into your brain as I try to condense 2 decades of research into a few short minutes here in this podcast. So buckle up and hold on. And we're going to document this line of historical continuity going back to the late 19th century through a series of reports that I have done in the past on these issues. And we're going to start back in 1891 with the creation of a secret society modeled on the Jesuits and populated by people lusting after a global order based on an Anglo-American alliance that would have important ramifications for the world in the future.
Okay.
To understand this conspiracy, we must turn not to Sarajevo and the conclave of Serbian nationalists plotting their assassination in the summer of 1914, but to a chilly drawing room in London in the winter of 1891. There, 3 of the most important men of the age, men whose names are but dimly remembered today, are taking the first concrete steps toward forming a secret society that they have been discussing amongst themselves for years. The group that springs from this meeting will go on to leverage the wealth and power of its members to shape the course of history, and, 23 years later, will drive the world into the first truly global war. Present at the meeting that day, William T. Stead, famed newspaper editor whose Pall Mall Gazette broke ground as a pioneer of tabloid journalism and whose Review of Reviews was enormously influential throughout the English-speaking world. Reginald Brett, later known as Lord Esher.
Ooh, I got that boring coming in. Ooh, starting to feel bored. I also think that's part of it, though. I think that, like, when they weight down the conspiracy theory with, like, really rote, boring, like, when you say these words and give these, like, incredible details, it gives it a sense of false legitimacy. But I don't know what I'm talking about here. Are we having fun with this? Should we? Yeah, he is the RFK's worm. Let's see. Should we? Oh, we have a guest. Okay. Well, should we skip ahead to that? Yeah, this is great.
But what is World Government 1.0 and 2.0, and how is 3.0 different?
It's not very different, and I use those.
Oh no!
As markers. League of Nations 1.0, UN 2.0.
Yeah.
Different people might come up with different versions, but I think that was just the simplest, most basic form. And you look at the history, I went through the history. Funnily enough, I was looking, I bought this at a used bookstore here in Mexico years ago, Brzezinski's Game Plan from 1986. And you literally pick up any book. I've got this one from Holly Sklar, Trilateralism. You can pick up any random book going back a half century or more from these technocrats. And, you just flip open. I highlighted it the other day. But Brzezinski says in here somewhere, if I can find the highlight, he recommends U.S. supporting China's New Silk Road project. This is 1986. Or Holly Sklar discussing the Western Trilateral Commission project, where she discusses here that we're going to bring the third.
Was it just me, or at least one of those looked like a self-published book? But I could be wrong.
Third world on. We're going to select token third world countries, which sounds exactly like BRICS. Token, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and so forth. And so effectively what they're doing is building out the infrastructure for the rest of the world that's not developed. They have to have the rails to implement the digital technocracy, and they've got to sell it, right? Who wants to join the electronic concentration camp? Nobody. But as we've learned throughout the years, if they sugar it up a bit, it'll go down easier.
So you identify the multipolaristas, it's a great term for the people who are cheerleading this world government 3.0 under the guise of multipolarity. To what extent do you think that these multipolaristas know that this is perfect historical continuity with all of the world government talk that's preceded it? And to what extent do you think that they're genuine, enthusiastic cheerleaders for what they truly believe is an alternative vision for world order?
I tried to be diplomatic and fair, and I said it was a spectrum.
If you're gonna maybe, I think, do your own research, I really think the first thing people should research is research and how to research, and why there's like ways to do it that are better than others, and not because it's dangerous. That's it. It'll break your brain. Don't get me wrong, though. I mean, I think everyone is granted one conspiracy theory, okay? And I think it's very naive to think that there's no conspiracy theories. As the comedian Ron Funches says, well, you think the government's batting 100 or whatever? Like, they're not. So, absolutely. But I think you have to pick one and one only. You get one. You can change them. I think. This is my hot take. You can change whatever, like, conspiracy theory you're into. Once you maybe find that the one you're into isn't working so well. But you only get one. And if you don't have one, you have to get one. Because if you don't have a conspiracy theory, one conspiracy theory, then you leave those conspiracy theories on the table for other people to then grab. So everyone should have one conspiracy theory, firmly believe it, be super confident in it, annoy people with it, do research on it, totally biased, like read all of the whatever that makes you believe it more and more, but don't go beyond that. And the problem is you can't. It's very difficult. They're like Pringles. And also, when you dive into that kind of, when you consume that kind of stuff, you're going to be changed by it. The thing about a lot of conspiracy theorists is they will read. And when you read something, it does a little something to your brain. Changes what you think. You end up having a conversation almost with whatever the written word is, and then it has an effect on you, I think, that's more profound than watching a YouTube video. But they're reading. And later we will too. From Kash Patel, the FBI director.
Right, to be fair. And some of us over the years have unwittingly navigated this space. And as I said, I think it's a spectrum. So I think there's people who are well-meaning. Then there's people who, I believe, become compromised for greed, grift, narcissism, and status. And then there are people who realize they've made the Faustian bargain. And I've noticed this, years ago, that there is this clear pattern. And you can see.
How are we doing? Sound good? Everybody sound good?
Followers of mine, I'm sure followers of yours on the different chats, they've become very discerning, and they can see this as well. So there's a clear pattern, a clear network. Mm-hmm. There's a clear formula where a lot of these people pop out of nowhere, and some of them are nobodies, as my previous guest Yuri Roshka said, and they just have boosted accounts, and they tow a certain narrative. And I've often said that eventually the narrative will give you away. We don't need big smoking guns. Reality will become separate from the narrative that some of the alt media people are saying, and that's when we'll be able to tell, okay, this person is not tracking reality. And so
okay, I mean, this is fine.
I think it's a bit of a spectrum, and I got caught up in it as well, right? I was at TNT, this mysterious bagman, Marshall Jank, and maybe I'm shooting, what do you call it, jumping the gun. But when you see money
maybe I'm shooting the gun. Who among us, right? So, okay, how are we feeling? I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to get a refresher. And then when we come back, are you guys down to maybe do a little reading time? Is that cool? And I'm also going to see how the BRB screen works. I put a photo of myself in there using a PNG that I cut out using Preview. So let's see how that looks. I bet it'll be incredible. Realize ADHD. Yeah, same. The ADHD thing is definitely part of it because it allows it's like a mac and cheese for your brain because it's just like, and it's everything, you know, like it allows your brain to go from this to this to this to this to this all under one umbrella. It's a fascinating world. Fascinating world, you guys. All right, I'll be back in like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Does that work? I'm allowed. I'm a professional streamer. I'm in the process of building an empire, and I'm a doctor, and I can do whatever I want now, which is kind of what it's all about. So, also let me know if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on whatever, and if you're still here, and if you're not, thank you so much. Give me 4 seconds. I'll be right back. Or don't give me 4 seconds. I love you. All right. You know, it's okay. All right. It's all right. People step away sometimes. You know, I'm a human. All right. You don't have to. I'm proud of myself too. All right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Too long. That sound effect is too long. Okay. So, no, yeah. Who is? You know who isn't prepared for the cash stare, or maybe isn't prepared for anything? The FBI director, Kash Patel. Okay. Thank you guys for the congratulations again. I really appreciate it. It is quite surreal. So, and thank you for clicking on this and watching it. I think if I upload this, I might be able to even become monetized on YouTube, or become a YouTube partner. I've never even heard of such a thing. All right. I want you to just see the, like, first. Just kidding. I'm back. Look at this. Yeah, I can give you a prescription. Oh, that probably ruined the... Yeah, made the chat stroke again. I'll keep it down here. We're making notes. Once upon a time, in the land of the free, there lived a wizard called Cash, the Distinguished Discoverer. I would like to pause and say that I will not be changing anything in this novel. Cash was known far and wide as the one person who could discover anything about anything. He found the holy grape deep in the enchanted forest, and he discovered who had stolen the sleeping princess. Stolen. Now, if we want to talk psychoanalytic stuff here, I mean, this is really great, because the irony of him with this, like, with the magnifying glass, like, that, I'm not gonna, we're gonna go to the next page. We're just gonna go. The heralds who spread important news across the land with their herald trumpets had sung of Cash's fame ever since he figured out that the Rushonians were cheating in the jousting tournaments. Oh, look at them cheating. But all these quests had been easy for Cash, and as the sun rose and set over the land of the free, Cash found himself in grave danger, not of trolls or ogres, but of getting bored. Now, I think that when you start a book, the first thing you want to do is have a certain amount of, like, excitement, you know? You want to capture, you want to get people stoked, you want to drop people directly into the action, you want to grab them and hold them because they're in for a great ride, they just don't know it yet, and you got to let them know, you got to give them hints. And the way you do that is you say that he was scared of getting bored. Oh, that is until choosing day. On choosing day, the whole land gathered at the castle to choose the next ruler of the kingdom. The heralds had been announcing that Hillary Queenton would be queen. What are the odds that her last name is Queenton and she became queen? She says queenly things like thee and thou and forsooth, and her last name is Queenton, after all. Oh, okay, he's aware. But when the royal counter-uppers counted up the final votes, they realized the people had dared to choose the merchant Donald. The heralds and Hillary were horrified. Donald didn't care what the heralds said about him, and he was determined to make the kingdom great again. This is a grown person, and I understand it is a children's book, and I find it offensive to children. Thus, King Donald moved into the castle, and everyone turned to head home. Isn't that guy, that the king that he's talking about, the merchant, isn't he in, like, the Epstein files? Like, a lot? But before the people could leave, a herald jumped on his stand to make a proclamation. Wait, he proclaimed through his herald trumpet. Listen to what this noble knight has to say. Sorry, it's very dense, and it's hard for me to read it without tripping up a little bit. Then a shifty-looking knight... All right. A shifty-looking knight jumped onto the stand. Do you think kids know... Quote, Donald isn't the rightful king. Inside this steel box, I have found a paper that says Donald cheated his way to the throne. When he says Donald, I think he's referring to, like, that guy's, like, in the Epstein files a lot, right? Who was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, the financier. All of the people gasped. Were shocked. How could he do such a thing? Apparently, said the shifty knight, Donald made friends with the Rushonians while drinking cherry ginger ale in the Swirly Tower Tavern in Rushonia, and they helped him cheat. All of the people nodded. The heralds must be right. After all, they have loud trumpets and important pieces of paper. King Donald must be a cheater. When they refer to King Donald, I believe they're referring to the guy who's in the Epstein files a lot, right? Donald Trump? Who Marjorie Taylor Greene just came out and said that Donald Trump texted her and said that if her son dies, she deserves it because she's a traitor, and that when the Epstein files were you know, all the rage, that he specifically said that she absolutely couldn't join the Democrats in getting them to be released because it was a Democratic hoax, and then he followed that up by saying that it would harm a lot of his friends. That's who they're talking about. The president of the United States that said that her child could die. Because, and it would be, and she deserves it because she's a traitor because of the Epstein files that he did, that are a hoax, that also would harm his friends. And so, even though they hadn't looked at all the facts, everyone agreed that King Donald was a cheater. Everyone except for Duke Devon, one of the king's court. He might sound like a bad guy, I don't know. Duke Devon had known Donald for years. Duke Devon had known Donald for years. I couldn't imagine the king had cheated. Just doesn't make sense. Not him. Not Donald Trump. The Duke was loyal to the core. Loyal. See, that was exactly what he said to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was a traitor. She was disloyal to him. The Duke was loyal to the core, which is why Cash was not at all surprised when he walked through Cash's front door. All right, we got some pronoun issues there. We won't get into it. Cash, said the distressed Duke. I mean, not their kind of pronoun issues, like actual. Cash, said the distressed Duke, I am distressed. I know these terrible, tragical, full rumors cannot be true of King Donald, but the heralds keep saying that they are true. It must be a plot against the king. That's the title of the book. That's a very serious thing to say, said Cash seriously. What does King Donald think about all this? He calls them all fake heralds, shrugged the Duke, but I must know what really happened. Donald Trump liked this book and gave him the position of FBI director because of this book. I mean, is that not... It is a children's book. So in fairness, this is a children's book. I mean... Also reminds me, I guess the Daily Wire was trying to make like children's content, but it was all this like stuff that was directed to the parents because it was all anti-woke, and all the children were like, we don't want this, this isn't interesting, and no one else is watching it, and it's caused them to have a lot of, I guess, financial issues over there. We can't decide if they're right or wrong until we know all the facts, and if you're looking for facts, you came to the right place. Cash put on his wizard hat. I am the distinguished discoverer, so I can discover anything about anything. I'll help you on one condition. I must share the truth with everyone, no matter what I find. Now, that's an interesting thing to put in a children's book. So, like, because if we take what he's saying is, you know, the author sort of speaking through here, I must share the truth with everyone, no matter what I find. There are 2 sequels? This is a trilogy? If that's for real, I will be getting both of them. And yes, I know that sends money to Kash Patel, but I think I think his problems are maybe going to be a little bigger. Of course, said Duke Devon, and so they set out on the quest for the truth about the plot against the king. Are we bored? Is this boring? For the first For their first stop, Cash and Devin visited the Shifty Knight and his herald friends. I'm absolutely sure that Sir Trump is a cheater, the Shifty Knight said. I found the paper that proves it right here in this steel box. Was it like is that what it was? The steel dossier? Is that what it's referencing? But when Cash looked into the box, he found a long, sticky, silvery streak of slime. That's actually I like that line. Ah, said Devin. I've seen this before. He and Cash hurried to the slug stables in a shadowy corner of the castle. Now we are cooking. The keeper of the slugs, named Keeper Comey, was in charge of delivering all the king's secret messages, but on his desk, Cash spotted the suspicious letter. Does that link work? Yeah, click on that. Tell me how the Goodreads is going. Oh, and it has the letter here. Look at this. Dear Comey, most sincerely, I thank thee for the service of delivering my papers with thine slugs to the steel box so sneakily. Forsooth, in all the land shall not be found a deceiver so daring or so devious. All my love, Hillary Quinton. Aha, cried Cash. Now we know where the mysterious rumor came from. All we have left is to discover whether or not Hillary Quinton is lying. When they mention Hillary Quinton, I think they're referencing Hillary Clinton. I could be wrong. And I think she's married to Bill Clinton, who, as I recall, was also in the Epstein file. Interesting. That very evening, Cash and Devin set off for the kingdom of Rashonia to seek the Swirly Tower Tavern, but when they arrived, there was no such place to be found. They searched and searched. They looked around all the corners and in all the cracks. They even asked the locals, who only huffed and grunted and couldn't help at all. Yeah, locals. No one had ever heard such a place. Yeah, so locals don't know anything. Yeah, workers. This whole thing is a Rothschild via... Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. I've discovered, said Cash, that the Swirly Tower Tavern cannot be discovered. The steel box paper is looking very suspicious. It only makes sense, said Duke Devin. Everyone knows King Donald doesn't even drink cherry ginger ale. Cash and Duke Devin hurried back to the land of the free, straight to the king's castle. They had an important meeting to call. All of the heralds and all of the knights filed into the room. The Shifty Knight stood at the very front. Cash declared, the steel box paper is not true. We went to Rashonia, yeah, and we discovered there is... Sorry, I added yeah. And we discovered there's no Swirly Tower Tavern. So now I need to know, do any of you have any other reason to believe King Donald cheated in any way? One by one, they all scratched their heads and cleared their throats and said, no, I don't know of any reason or any way. What did the ginger ale have to do? Yeah, I mean, I think he's saying that Donald Trump doesn't drink, which is my understanding, which is a really great marketing move, especially because it implies sobriety. And I think there's probably an ocean between not drinking and sobriety. Afterwards, Cash followed the Shifty Knight outside. For some reason, the Shifty Knight part is... If you didn't have a reason to believe that King Donald was a cheater, why did you say all those nasty things about him to the heralds? We tried our best to find evidence. Keeper Comey even sent his slugs into the castle to spy on the king, but I don't care that we couldn't find anything. The Shifty Knight shifted. I just really don't like Donald. See, that's the thing. He didn't do anything wrong. Just they don't like him for some reason. Then the Shifty Knight ran straight... By the way, who they're talking about is Donald Trump. He's in the Epstein files a lot. Then the Shifty Knight ran straight to the heralds. Heralds, he said, go forth throughout the kingdom. I have a very good reason to believe that King Donald is a cheater. What is it? The heralds asked. I can't tell you. It's a secret. The Shifty Knight smiled. This knight is shifty. Ooh, said the heralds. They all love the secrets. We'll tell everyone right away. And so they did. All the people nodded when they heard they must be right. After all, they have loud trumpets and an important secret. And so everyone agreed that the Shifty Knight was telling the truth, even though they didn't have any reason to believe him. I mean, the poetry of him becoming, like... You know? Like, this was his job application. As he watched all this happen, the king became sad. They're still spreading lies, he told Cash. How will the people ever learn the truth? Cash sighed. He knew the answer. It was up to him to present the evidence to the people. If you just superimpose the Epstein files with this, it's really fun to read. Gathering his courage and all of his evidence, Cash dashed up the stairs that wound around the gold tower, but Hillary and the Shifty Knight were right behind him. Look at how sad Donald Trump looks here. Everybody keep lying. Anybody good? Everybody bored? Everybody, should we keep doing this? Is it fun? Are we having fun? Okay, thousands of people watching. Excellent. So there is more. Okay. No. Wow. If that's true about all 3 books, incredible. All right. When Cash reached the top, he paused to tie his wizard shoes. Unfortunately, Hillary and the Shifting Knight didn't see him stop, and they tumbled over him. So the author puts himself in the book and then has people trip over him. Cash stood up and addressed everybody. Everybody, I am Cash, the great wizard and the distinguished discoverer. I have discovered that the king, King Donald, is innocent. He did not work with the Roshonians, and he did not cheat. You chose him, so he became king, fair and square. Again, juxtapose, overlay the Epstein files. Fun stuff. Hillary wrote that paper and had her sneaky slugs slide into the steel box for the Shifty Knight to find. Now that you know more of the facts, it's time for you to think carefully and decide what you think of the king. Don't just trust the person with the loudest trumpet. Who then became the FBI director? The people paused and considered Cash's speech. We shouldn't have believed that the king was a cheater without any proof, they said. Now that they had all the evidence, they clapped and cheered and threw a huge party for their king. Are we enjoying this, everyone? Can you imagine seeing a child listening to this and being like, oh, wow. I hope they have 2 more. This is an epic. The Shifty Knight tried to say Cash was lying, but the knights of the Oval Table carried him. Hillary Quinton and Keeper Comey out of the kingdom, banishing them forever. I mean, we're pretty far deep into this now. I'm guessing we should just keep going. Some of the heralds kept spreading the rumor, but they soon grew bored. They moved on to more exciting tales, declaring the sun was made of mustard and would soon drip down and make everything yellow and mustardy. What? Cash only shrugged. As long as there were people in the land of the free, someone would be trying to spread a ridiculous story, but Cash was satisfied that he knew the truth, and after his proclamation, anyone else who wanted to know what really happened would learn it too. That would be great. I mean, imagine if they did what the Epstein files, if they just released them. I mean, the people deserve to know. Those are just the facts. Don't believe people with the loudest trumpets like the president or the FBI director. Just release the files. And so Duke Devin, King Donald, and Cash the Distinguished Discoverer went back into the castle to share a nice meal with no ginger cherry ale. Or excuse me, no cherry ginger ale. They do not drink cherry ginger ale. Why cherry ginger ale? Is it supposed to be like red? With that, the kingdom was made great again, and from that day on, they lived happily ever after, as we all know. Wow, that's the end. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I should have known. Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. I didn't know this part. There is a true story of Cash Patel and Russiagate. I was thinking at certain moments that maybe this was some sort of like a metaphor for what was going on. That's so crazy. Apparently it was. Let's learn more about it. The true story of Cash Patel and Russiagate. Dear citizen of the land of opportunity. After Donald Trump's election in 2016, the liberal media began buzzing about a leaked document known as the Steele dossier. Written by Christopher Steele, the dossier claimed that President Trump had colluded with Russia to steal the election. The House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence was chosen to investigate this Russia collusion narrative, and Chairman Devin Nunes asked me, Cash Patel, to lead his team. We conducted our investigation in 3 steps. And so that's great for children who at the end of this are like, well, I gotta know more. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Was that fun? Yeah, thank you. I do think I'm very much like this. Okay, so let's do one more. Let's do some more responding, I guess, to things. Right? You should all feel enlightened. You should all feel very, very good. And now we're going to switch over to, what do we want? Do we want to talk about, there is a guy I really like named Flint Dibble, and he's an archaeologist, And so let's watch some of this. Flint Dibble, I discovered via, I think, Professor Dave Explains, who I really like, who went through a Joe Rogan podcast that had Flint Dibble talking with Graham Hancock. Is that the guy, the ancient aliens guy? And I like Flint Dibble, and I felt that Joe Rogan was incredibly rude and dismissive to him.
Crazier one than I expected. Earlier this week, a feud erupted.
As always, if this gets boring, let me know. We're figuring out tech stuff. Maybe I'll do, I don't know, I feel like 2 hours. Is that pretty? It is Hancock, right? I almost said Graham Norton. Yeah, that doesn't sound like Joe. Not my Joe. Let's do this for a little bit. And then there's also, if you guys want to really have some fun, there's Ben Shapiro's Why I Don't Regret My Vote for Trump. But that's 10 days old, and I don't know if I can really... I think his lighting is too good. That's my main thing. So what do we prefer here? Like, one of these guys knows what they're talking about. Which do you think it is? Let's do Flint, because I like how his blue sort of blends into my blue.
On Twitter between Elon Musk and this guy named Roman Helmet Guy about the fall of Rome. And yes, this was trending on Twitter, and it led me down a rabbit hole. I want to explain to you today the actual historical evidence for the fall of Rome and why nothing these guys say makes any sense. The second thing that it led me down a rabbit hole is about Elon Musk's views on history itself, the big picture of history. Browser. And it's absolutely wild. It's another one of these doomsday apocalyptic sort of views. And he uses it to justify his entire worldview.
That looks terrible.
So this is Archaeology with Flint Dibble. I'm Flint Dibble. Let's dig into Elon Musk and the fall of Rome. So this is absolutely wild. This is the Twitter thread that everybody's been laughing about. In a sense, Elon Musk says no foreign policy actions can save a civilization if its population keeps dropping. Population collapse of Romans over time is what caused Rome to fall. Roman Helmet Guy says, no, it's actually the barbarians that came in, the Goths and the Vandals. And Elon Musk replies, read more. And Roman Helmet Guy says, Elon, I'm underemployed reading primary sources from Roman history all day while you are running 5 companies. I'm sorry, but I know more about Rome than you. To which Elon Musk replies, no, you don't. In the end, I think that neither of these guys have the picture right. Let's get a sense of what we should be thinking about and why Elon should not be trusted when it comes to Roman history. And that's a well-known fact among Roman historians, by the way. Here is Mary Beard expressing that very point.
I have to say that if I was to give anybody a warning tonight, I would say that if ever they see a tweet from Musk saying anything about the Roman Empire, go and do a bit of research.
Check it with you first.
9 times out of 10, it is sheer rubbish.
Exactly.
I would add to that, anytime someone says one single thing was responsible for some grand historic event, they're probably wrong.
Elon Musk has tweeted a whole lot about the Roman Empire, and it is not even 9 times out of 10. It is 10 times out of 10 sheer rubbish. Mary Beard is absolutely correct. So when we talk about the fall of Rome, this is actually a fairly complex phenomenon. If we go back, for example, to the summary of this debate by Grok, you can even see that Grok gets this right. At the end, historians emphasize the fall of Rome involved multiple factors, including invasions, economic issues, and plagues, not a single cause. Notably, what's missing is Elon Musk's big bugbear, which is fertility and the birth rate. And we're going to get into that in some depth. So when we talk about the fall of Rome, we are predominantly talking about the fall of the Western Roman Empire. So here is Dr. Paul Friedman summarizing the collapse of the political union of the Western Roman Empire, because that's what we mean. It's a political collapse in many ways. So here's Dr. Paul Friedman from Yale giving a lecture to some of his students there.
Today we're going to talk about the transformation of the Roman Empire, and I use the somewhat neutral and undramatic word transformation. It can be fall of the Roman Empire, collapse of the Roman Empire. Be clear that we're talking about the fall of the Western Empire. Next week, we'll talk about the survival of the Eastern Empire. From 410 to 480, the Western Roman Empire disintegrated. It was dismembered by barbarian groups who were, except for the Huns, not really very barbarian. That is, they were not intent on mayhem and destruction.
Let's check that.
All they really wanted to do.
Augustus was able to, well, he was, the dictator, so the Senate was just for show. I think he did pass a tax incentive for Roman citizens to have a third child, but those efforts were unsuccessful. Rome fell because the Romans stopped making Romans. That's actually the fundamental issue. And there were other things.
Oh.
There was like, they had like quite a series of malaria epidemics and plagues and whatnot. But they had those before. It's just that the birth rate was far lower than the death rate.
Now, this is wrong on so many levels. I almost don't even know where to begin. First of all, we have absolutely no understanding of the birth rate in ancient Rome. There is no fertility records. There's literally nothing that we can use to estimate fertility in the ancient world. We don't have records of live births. And what we do have an understanding of is actually that the birth rate in pre-modern civilizations was quite high. And we estimate that it's similar in Rome compared to other ones, which is that women actually have 5 to 6 children, and about a third to half of them are passing away due to infant mortality. I have a whole video on infant mortality, the Agora bone well, if you want to check out the results of it in ancient Athens that you could see after this. The other big problem with what Musk is talking about here is the evidence that he cites. He cites this fertility law passed by...
My theory is that there is a concern by maybe some of our technocratic overlords. They need I wouldn't say workers. Yeah, more workers basically to keep the machine running. And then I imagine it's also connected to like the Great Replacement theory and him being Elon Musk just really loves the Great Replacement conspiracy theory, and I think genuinely believes that there is a genocide against white people going on, and I think he also knows who his audience is. So him saying have more kids constantly, but I also would say probably there's some kind of Freudian thing going on as well. Like he's for whatever that's. I don't want to go into any details on it, but it's like I would imagine pretty psychoanalytic and Oedipal, I guess. But generally, I think the concern about kids is people tend to not have kids as much when they are materially disenfranchised in some way, and so then you get this like kind of moral injunction from up on high where they're like, well, you got to have kids. Otherwise, the world will be destroyed and it'll be your fault. Never mind that you can't afford them, or don't feel that you can afford them, or don't feel that they're, being born into a stable world. But I assume it's sort of a constellation of different weird things that the guy thinks. Because also, I don't think you can have that much money and not become incredibly weird at the very least. And Elon Musk is a weird dude. The entirety of everyone's brains is very tethered to the need to make ends meet. I think when you exit that arena, you start losing a little bit of your humanity because you're no longer part of the game. Like you're no longer. To me, it just seems like if every day is Christmas, you're not going to feel like anything is Christmas anymore. I don't know. And he's movie special geniuses. Yeah. It makes me feel weird. I agree. Yeah, there's a narcissistic element. I mean, it's all the things. He's
Augustus, the first,
and also he does the same sort of conspiratorial confidence. You know, like I can be like, what were the birth rates? You know, I don't know. Like, I assume on its face that it's a lie, but there's at least some level of being like, well, I assume you're wrong, but I don't know. And those 3 I don't know words are definitely not in the vocabulary of people who are so confident in their one answer or whatever a thing is.
First Roman Empire, encouraging women and families to have 3 children. What's the problem with that? The problem with that is that this is at the beginning of the Roman Empire, not the end of the Roman Empire. It's completely disconnected. And in fact, the estimates of population show that population grows after Augustus's period for the next 2 centuries. In fact, some population estimates include that it grows by 30 to 40%. And what causes population decline has nothing to do with birth rate, has nothing to do with fertility.
Why do you think he wants his genes to be spread? I mean, there's a little eugenics.
But instead has to do with another series of economic and in particular health disasters and climate disasters that strike the Roman Empire from the 3rd century, 4th century, and 5th century.
Oh.
And that has nothing to do with fertility. There is no discussion about dropping birth rates. Elon Musk is quite literally making this up. He's not making this up. I've tracked down where he gets this from, but he repeats this false information all the time. Here are tweets of his going back over the last 3 years, talking about birth rates causing the end of the ancient Roman Empire, when I cannot emphasize enough, no historian talks about this because we have no credible evidence related to birth rates.
Occam's razor. Also, when people tell you just to read, in general, about an issue like this, but they don't give you any kind of thing to read, that's a fun red flag, right? Like, well, just go read about it. It's the equivalent of do your own research.
So where is Elon Musk getting this narrative from? Well, this took some work. This is part of the rabbit hole I've gone down for you. He is getting it from a very specific book. Here he is talking about it.
And if you look at the History of Civilizations, which I encourage people to read, the History of Civilizations. In fact, it's literally a book called The Story of Civilization. It's quite good.
Hey, can we make the office like a little wider? Decor-wise, I'm just thinking we go with white. And like you should feel like you're being abducted by aliens here, and we don't want even a hint of warmth. We want this to be as sterile as possible to convey how serious we are. And also, clothing-wise, black. You gotta go with black. Now, you can have a logo in the center, but it needs to be dark. It needs to be dark clothed because we're cool.
So that's the book he's getting it from. He's getting it from The Story of Civilizations, written by Will Durant. And this is a book from 1944. I cannot emphasize that enough. This is a book from 1944, written by an eminent professor, but not a professor of history, a professor of philosophy. Will Durant, 1944. It is absolutely out of date. Our understanding of
Jesse,
Roman demographics, our understanding of Roman settlements, our understanding of Roman archaeology, inscriptions, and texts has changed dramatically in the last 80 years. And Elon Musk is going around parroting material that is written during World War II, essentially, during a completely different period by someone who was not a trained historian and did not have access to the evidence base that we have today that shows the complexity that is the fall of Rome, especially the fall of the Western Roman Empire. I should clarify, because of course the Eastern Roman Empire continues. And so we actually have a whole lot more evidence for it. So We showed Elon Musk on Lex Friedman from last year. A month later, Lex Friedman hosted a good Roman archaeologist and historian, Dr. Greg Aldrete. And here he is talking about the complexity of evidence and piecing out just when we can pinpoint the fall of Rome.
This is a real game. Pick your favorite date for the fall of the Roman Empire. 476 is a very common one. And what happens in that year?
Do you guys think about the Roman Empire a lot? Do you get asked that? Do you remember that like meme that was going around that we're all just thinking about the Roman Empire all the time? I'm not. But I am interested in like, hell yeah, brother. I am interested in why dudes are so enamored by it.
Here is a barbarian king comes down into Italy and deposes a guy named Romulus Augustulus, which is an amazing name. It's combining the names of the founder of Rome, Romulus, with Augustus, the second founder of Rome. And so some people say that's the end of the Roman Empire. Sure. But others say it's 410 when Alaric sacks Rome for the first time.
Are we bored here? Is this boring? Maybe it's just me. Am I not enough into the Roman Empire? I think once it went from like the all white, I lost my interest. This is too warm. It's too cozy. Yeah, I do think about the industrial boom a little bit more. All right, we're gonna move on.
Is something that has somehow become bizarrely controversial. I do not regret my vote for President Trump in 2024. Not one iota, not one bit. And frankly, I find the entire conversation about regret pretty confusing.
I need to actually sit down and read both the Iliad and the Odyssey. I have like not ever. I didn't start reading till like a few years ago. In like any capacity that was enjoyable. And it is like you have to actually do it a lot before you get into it. Emily Wilson translations. I don't know. Oh, really? Okay, good to know. That's a very helpful thing because it is intimidating. But let's get to the good stuff here, guys.
Because here is the thing. The alternative would have been President Kamala Harris. That's the whole thing. It would have been Kamala Harris, and then it was Donald Trump. And let's be clear, the vast majority of things that President Trump said he would deliver on, he has delivered on. And the vast majority of principles that he said that he believed in, he has effectuated. So why are all of these people suddenly confused that he's doing the things he has been saying for 40 years he was going to do? And why do they think it would have been better if Kamala Harris had been president of the United States? So let's go through some issues.
Ben Shapiro is an interesting guy. I do wonder if he has any sense of, like, if he's even aware of what he's doing, or if it's more like, does he feel anything? It's obviously like a teleprompter, but it has that same kind of cadence. He's an interesting guy. Whatever. I don't know. He's kind of boring me a little bit. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. We're entering now into the third hour, folks. The third hour is going to be a little something called video game. Are we interested in that? Is that cool? We're going to play so much stuff. Game, please. Yes, something. First time chatter. Game, please. You don't want this over and over again? You don't want just watching conspiracy theory stuff and Ben Shapiro with his eyes closed, looking smug, even with his eyes closed? All right. Well, give me 2 minutes. My wife just got home, and I'm going to go potty, and then I will attempt to set up this game in a way that I can still play it without too much of a delay, and we're going to see how that goes. Thank you guys so much for everything that you're helping with. I will be right back. Thank you. Thank you guys. It's really sweet. Really, 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 really sweet, you guys. Isn't this a funny stream? Okay. Are we here? I want to switch to Twitch categories once the gaming gets going. Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know you could do that. Thank you for chatting, colorblind pilot. Oh no. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, now I don't have. Ooh, I know what I want. Okay, hang on. Can you? Well, perfect. I would say it's going quite well. Hey. Oh, am I supposed to have a source? Gaming. Oh, there's a few. What do I do? Is there... Oh, I see. Okay, I can do tiers. That one. Is that what I should do? Should I do tiers of the kingdom? I mean, that's... All right. Is that too specific? Oh, I'll ignore. Okay. Can you guys hear it? Sounds a little quiet to me. No, I will not update the software. Too loud? What are we thinking? Thank you, everyone on YouTube. And... Ooh. We're good? Audio's janky. But why? If I... It sounds good to me. Game audio. Game audio. Well, that's why we're here, folks. We are troubleshooting. Because this is the beginning. Stream is lagging now. Okay. Well. What if... Yeah, you guys are rushing it. All right, I'm going to attempt again. What about now? Is that helping at all? Is that enjoyable? Probably not, right? I don't think I did anything at all that would help. Specifically, the game is in like trying to look at. I mean, low latency toggle on the advanced menu and settings to disable low latency mode. Is that something that I should be doing? Can one of you just come over here and hold my hand? The game capture is laggy, both audio and video, but your cam and audio has been fine for me. Okay, so it's just the game. It's just the thing that I'm... I see. Well, welcome, folks, to the first time this has ever been done before. I'm trying to stream a video game live, and I tell you, it's a new form of technology that no one has ever mastered before. Yeah, I'm playing it on Mac. I mean, I'm playing it on a Switch that's hooked up to a Mac via a VCC video capture thing. That's a bummer because on my end it sounds fine. I wish I could know what exactly is going on. By the way, this is me really playing the game. Yeah, I'm a pioneer. Like, it's... I hope I get, like, an influx of Tears of the Kingdom fans who are then just, like, infuriated. Should we bail on this? Like, I don't know how to fix this. This might require a little bit more... I mean, I can look at the... I don't really know what to do, I guess. Okay, Jesse's on the case, folks. In the meantime, let's try. Yeah, Jesse's on it. I will let him figure out. I think it's an FHD card. Whatever I just did? Oh. I think I just stopped playing. I don't think it's fine. What an exciting moment. Let's see if it stays fine. Let's go find like a this whole save is a mess. It is fine. Okay, cool. All right, well, here we go. And you can hear it okay? All right, cool. Oh, did you get stopped? Okay, well, yeah, that is what I'm worried about, like actually playing it. Let me know. How's this looking? Oh, it's unbearably cold. Yep. How are we looking now, guys? Lisa. Seems okay. Okay. Lag here and there, momentary blips of lag, and that might be OBS or a Mac hardware constraint. My guess is it's me being on Mac. Possibly a bit rate adjustment. You're going to need to be more specific or use more layman terms than that. But let's see. My goal right now is to find a Lynel to try to fight. And I haven't been... I know there's one, like, I think around here. So let's see if I can go over there. How we doing? Wait till I fight this Lynel. You're gonna see smoke coming out of your screen. I don't have a chat here, so let's see. Hey, what's up, Doc? Thank you so much, Wes. I appreciate it. Oh, I've stopped playing now. I started looking at the screen on YouTube. Very glad you're doing well, oh, thank you. Thank you, Dad. Okay, here we go. Let me know how this is looking, because OBS encoder setting. Okay, this is workable for now. All right. Is it fixable? Who knows? I will eventually start like a new save file. Because I think that'd be fun to start from the beginning. Yeah, you just gotta go fight. Let's see how... I mean, you can call it a fight, but I think this is one of the easier... Unless I'm getting confused in the location. Sometimes it's... Oh no, I don't like... I think they're boring and annoying. Where's the actual Lionel? Something like up here somewhere? Oh, right. You know what I'm thinking? There's just an actual... Anyone know where Lionel is? Yeah, I think this is gonna be it. Oh, the game audio is low? Okay, cool. Hang on. Got it. Thank you, guys. Truly so helpful. Wrong area. I think it's like back. Let's go over here. Alright, I'm going to show y'all my... It is perfect? Alright. Let's try a Enox, and let's get this guy out of the way, because I'm not a huge fan of the sages. Except for Tulin, or Tulin, whatever. Got him. There is like a slight delay for me, so this is going to be somewhat embarrassing, but if it's just overall spikes lighting, okay, audio, great. That's the most important, right? They say the audio in the video. Is that louder? Come here. Come here. Come on. I think these guys are pretty cute, so. This is going to be painful to watch a little bit. Oh, excuse me. What do we want to use? Should we throw a truffle at him? A mushroom of some kind? Pumpkin? I'm kidding. That would be absurd. I haven't used one of these yet. Nice. Got him. And that didn't freak it out, like, doing that incredible fight. Probably one of the best gaming things that's ever. I love the pumpkins. I don't want your crap weapons. Okay, cool. Well, I have no idea if it messes up in the future what to do. This is the longest I've ever live streamed in my entire life. And I think it's the longest anybody's ever live streamed. I think maybe I have in-laws coming to town, and I'll probably resume this next week and then do it pretty much on a daily basis. And I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Thursdays will be a little different because I co-host a show, Indisputable, Dr. Rashad Ritchie. And so I'll hop off early for that. And besides that, though, I was thinking about doing like a 12-hour like marathon. And so I don't kill foxes. I will kill those guys, but not so much anymore because I was playing it around my dog, and he didn't like the sound of when I killed them, and it made me feel bad. But foxes I never kill. I don't kill birds. Well, I will kill birds. But like the eagles that are flying above, I don't do. Oh yeah, we can do the Forgotten Temple. Okay, entering the fight did. All right, good to know. Is this universal, you think? Like, I mean, is if it's happening, what about just running around? I don't mind doing gaming that's just running around. In fact, it's mostly what I prefer. Because a lot of these monsters are pretty scary. I miss the, what do you call it? Like the drone things from Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I love this. I love both of these games. And I am fairly optimistic about the Zelda movie. Is this not where you enter? Oh, that sound. Isn't that nice? we go. Gimme. Like, this is so much more boring than it was. I do like what they do with the statue in here. Do you guys care if I skip through some of the dialogue? I guess people have said this might be a reference to Skyward Sword. I guess we do some... Yeah, it is Switch 1. And look, I will get a Switch 2. So... it's a matter of time. Should I use one of these on these guys? Oh, okay, you do skip things? Yeah, okay, cool. The first time I played this, I was like, I don't want to miss a thing of the story. Yeah, why don't you swing in the middle of the air, dude? Pathetic. How's it look? How are we doing? Am I a button smasher? I like to think so. Thank you guys for helping. This is a little surreal. I'm actually surprised at how okay this is going in terms of both tech stuff and energy. I was a little nervous, but we did Netflix is a joke last night. And Grace did her show, Let Me Get This Off My Chest. Did great, and then I opened for her, and it was very fun. It was an LA show. So we saw some folks. Hey, look at this! Thank you so much. First time chatter the Atomic Boogie. I'm very excited about it as well. Legend of Zelda captures many things psychologically. Hey, whoa! Who's this? What are we doing? What? See, I don't know why they... Oh, I gotta eat some food. I don't know why that, the dragon things are so, like... You just electrocute yourself every time. I guess you have to do it from further away. I understand now. Thanks. Perfect. Perfect time. Excuse me. I want my thing back. Streaming a comedy set? I've done that before and it was very weird. It was with someone, and if there was a way to do it that felt good, man, not nailing it, then yeah. I'd rather put them online and maybe watch them while streaming. But I don't know about doing them online. That was big during the pandemic. Cloning the cold steaks? What do you mean? Oh, like cloning? What do you mean? Like, are you talking about, glitches? People do glitches. And I don't know how any of that works. I just like playing the game. Am I going back the way? Where did I got all turned around. Oh yeah, here we go. The bursts of action do cause the lag and could be the Switch one issue. Okay, cool. Or could be compatibility. Yep, or just an upgraded driver among a dozen other possibilities. Still solid overall. Okay. Thank you, Atomic Wookie. I appreciate that. We got big plans for this stream. The first thing is making sure it works in the most basic of ways. that have never been mastered by humankind. I don't want your... Perfect. Yeah. It is very funny that you break open a box and there's just one berry. And I think it really highlights how stupid the monsters are. Yes, I did get to open for my wife, and I usually do, and it's very fun. And I talk about how my doctor killed Matthew Perry. And then I talk about sleep paralysis, demons. Let's do some cooking. What do you say? I'm not gonna lie, I can see how this is like, no, I don't want, there we go. Burst of action, okay. Encoder, because historically that's a compression thing. Well, yeah, I know words too, man. Maybe it's an enantiodromia. You know, I don't know what you're talking about, Jesse. Oh, good thought, Jesse. I agree. Yeah, totally. Can you guys just... Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't get a PhD in gaming. That's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna eat this. I do love the little portable cooking pots. Sure, we'll just do... Let's throw in some more mushrooms, some herbs. Let's do, let's do a nice gourmet meat. And let's do some butter. Hearty mushroom skewer with 1 extra heart. PhD in sass? Yeah, that does sound like a nerd joke, Jesse. Perfect. No. This part's kind of... Why is it so difficult? Do I have a rocket? Let's find a couple of these. And then we're gonna fuse it. And then we're gonna fuse it. And then we're gonna fuse it. Did I just turn on Ben Shapiro while we're doing this? Man, that really did. Oh, the whole thing so far, I think that's the part that I really had a hard time with. He does make me a little bored. Or maybe that's the tree that's supposed to be Barret Sword. This sound that the sensor makes is not my favorite. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I mean, I'm sure Falzone would be excellent at the crowd work stuff because he kind of started, or was, say, an early adopter. My favorite auto build, you're not going to believe it, is the auto bike. I'm a simple man, and I like simple things, like 2 fans with a steering stick. Building blocks. Now, I cannot say that I am mentally... Oh, not a fan. Not a fan. Okay. This is one of those things, man, where I gotta just look at it. Okay, we're gonna do... This is where all the education really comes into the... Haha. Hello, thank you so much. This is Dr. Morgan. Welcome to the office hours for Dr. Elliot Morgan. Elliot Morgan is dead. Mr. Elliot Morgan is dead. He died Saturday. And Dr. Elliot Morgan was born And he's a beautiful baby boy. Sure. Hey, Meg. Office hours is fun. I like that, yeah. I'm gonna try to... It's gonna be office hours, and then because it's a scholarly degree, I'm just gonna have everyone treat it like therapy, and then everyone's gonna have to give all their deepest, darkest secrets. A green rupee? Yeah, that puzzle was so difficult, wasn't it? Now this one. Again, I think it's going to be a good movie. I didn't know, to be quite honest with you, people named their streams. I mean, we started out with my stream being like, this is OBS and Restream or whatever, along with a bunch of other acronyms I still don't totally understand. I just have to look at it. I have to look at it and I have to think. I have to look at it and think. On this... Yeah, I'm gonna regret this. No, this is incredible. Look at this. Look at this. Follow me. Yep. Think that was right? I've heard a rumor that Link in the upcoming movie, starts... He has a neck injury. As a child. And basically becomes a mute. Do I think he should talk? Not really. I think it's a cooler move if he doesn't. And I think there's ways to do it. And I think they're silly if they make him talk. I think the whole point of Zelda is it is a form of... I mean, obviously it would be called active imagination, but it is... his lack of talking allows for people to project and onto them, and so I don't know why you would not. Yeah, this is not. Look at that. This must be need to be the corner one, but if this is, should I have started with this? Maybe this is wrong. This is the one I did not enjoy. This just seems like it should go here. And then this can go. Oh. Over the other. Oh, he says the F word? Yeah. Good. Who hasn't said the F word when playing as Link? I don't get too worried about that stuff. I think that if he talks, it could be minimal. I grew up watching Batman 1989. You can make a pretty silent protagonist. Who's silent, at least when he's Batman. Yeah. Now this is, whew, boy, this is... Wait a minute. Nope. Wow. Really thought I was onto something here. RFK is voicing him? Yeah. Will be the dream. We might be here all day. Because this one does challenge. Wow, you are frustrating. Raw milk. That is a weird thing, man. Perfect angle. I'm gonna take as long with this as I possibly can. Here's a little fun thing I like to do. Like that. A good metaphor for how my brain works, I think. Cool. Alright, let's start over. Look at it, Elliot. And put the pieces together correctly. I would not do well on Survivor. This is a very Survivor-esque, like, done that, haven't. This is where I would get voted off immediately. But 100%. I do think it seems like it should go right. Oh. I really appreciate you guys not telling me how to solve, because I wouldn't understand your description. Perfect. Let's just keep trying it. I'm glad to hear you're terrible at it. I wonder if I circle around them a little more. Alright, let's do like okay. Now that seems promising. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, basically. I do, spatial awareness was not a big part of the reading. Now you go there. Okay. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, a lot of the PhD work was just putting you in a room with blocks. I'm just gonna assume this is wrong too. Go back to the basics. Mm-hmm. Is there like Switch or like gaming etiquette when it comes to this like live streaming games where if I rage quit, is that good content? Or is that like not considered, is that considered bad? Truly. not gonna be funny. It's gonna be very, very serious. I'm a doctor now, okay? It has to be this piece that we start with. Okay, get out of here. People don't rage quit anymore? That's sad. Mm-hmm. See, that seems right. That should work. Back. I bet I've done this. Oh, wait. Oh, oh my gosh, guys. I am so smart. Do you know I actually have a PhD? Did you guys know that? Yeah, I think we got it, folks. Oh. What great timing, too. We're nearing the 3-hour mark. Wow. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, that felt pretty good. Whew, incredible. To be honest with you. Exhilarating. They're keeping my PhD, yeah. They're not taking it. I'm keeping it, I guess I should say. Skip this crap. What I don't know how they're gonna do with the Zelda movie is actually bring in all of like the metaphysical, supernatural gods and stuff. And I don't know how they're gonna have like, what are they called? Liz Folos, or like the lizard guys, without it looking goofy. But I don't know. Right? I know that was really impressive, guys. And don't let how quick and easy it was intimidate you. You too can get there one day. Oh, thank you, Jesse. But there will be I'll probably call it in like 20 minutes or something. Because this is a pretty good run, right? I mean, you know, 3 hours. Even though I do understand how this part is pretty fun. Prime Gaming, thank you, Fossa Bandy Invades. I started looking at the wrong screen again. Yeah. Look at this. Look at that big lady. So this, I guess, is supposed to be the Skyward Sword. Yes, thank you. That is a stream. And thank you, Andy Invades, for subscribing. You might be one of my first ever. And I thank all of you. Yeah, stop stream-splaining, please. I wasn't born yesterday. I have a PhD. Did you see how quickly I made that cube look like that other cube? Literally never been done. Give me these hours. Cute. What's going on here? What is this? This is mysterious. Thank you, Jesse. Look at that. You know, it's weird if you look at it. It almost kind of looks like some sort of a diorama. See me? We gotta do this? You're gonna let me cut it? I understand. They're tears, you know what I mean? Like, have you guys seen who they have for Impa in the movie? She's from Severance. She's great. I don't think they're going with as cute of an Impa as they have in these games. Yep. I got it, guys. Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks, bye. Thank you for a map. I already have one. Can I go up? What do you think that feels like? Yeah, an Aunt May. That's a good. All right, it's the climbing portion of the game. And we're there. Hey, what do you know? Who has time for that? Okay, let's go fight a Lionel and see if this whole thing just completely craps out. And we're gonna walk. Or should we do the auto build? Look at that. And off we go. It's not perfectly made. It's a little off center. Perfect. You got it, bud. Gonna jump off probably around 1, and I'm gonna go walk my dog who misses me. Is it good to announce when I'm leaving, or do I just leave? That doesn't feel right. I think I've beaten one of those so far. Yes, Broccoli. Gotta go see him. Eat a little, Brock will be on the stream. I should have brought him in here before, but he gets kind of like, he'll be chill, and then he gets kind of like, please, please, let me go. But all he does is wait for me in there. Like, he sits by the window and just stares, and he watches me. Yeah, we started calling him Broccoli. When we were fostering him, he was, perfect. He was named Brock, and we didn't change it. Did I get my things confused? I thought there were... Is it Breath of the Wild? Used to be. Yeah, we extended it to Broccoli, so he was originally Brock. And he's a good boy. He's a very goofy dog. He ate a lizard the other day. And that did not go over well. I wasn't there. You know, was really hoping for Lionel. Really thought. Jesse, are you trying to clip something? Is that what you're trying to do? Hey, he did it. Or something did it. I'm not gonna kill a dog because I'm about to go see mine and it's too close. Oh, Tolan just shot. Excuse me. Did you not kill the wolf? You're just hurting it? Can you title it like OBS Restream? VX74? Boop, boop. Looking for an enemy. To encode them with tag and send them. Wow. Incredible. What was y'all's favorite part? Mine was probably reading Kash Patel's book. Should we do that every day? Sometimes the sensor gets a little annoying. I don't want to fight one of those big rocks. Just don't. This is only a test. Oh, I see. I have to do this. Okay, cool. The hell do we have a little... The town hall guy was incredible. Okay, so we're not like doing anything substantive. Let me back up there. No. I thought it was gonna help me not for these guys. Yeah, go ahead. Kill me. Came in late, so watch you struggle with the... Yeah. Yeah, sure did, didn't I? But the way I solved it was I just kept doing it over and over again and got lucky. And that's what it's all about. Remember that. This, what are we doing here? I really don't like these guys. Perfect. Great aim. Perfect. Taking forever. I have a better, like... Oh, well, here we go. Yeah, done. Is the... what of the clip? Regale me with what you guys are talking about. And I appreciate what you're doing. I'm the author of the clips. I like to think so. You guys are really great. Thank you so much for helping with this. I don't like to do this. I don't like these. I don't care about it. Alright. Then you're gonna tell me to move it. I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna get on it. Honestly, probably not leave bot clips on because it'll get annoying fast at scale. Exactly, and we gotta talk scale because we're building an empire here, folks. Because I want to be an emperor. I'm not a big fan of these types of shrines because I find this part pretty boring. But we're getting there. I think the stone's pretty. How did this go? Okay. If you look closely, the stone ends up being the same shape as the shrine. Let me in. I would like a blessing. Yeah, the errand ones, the fetch ones. Beautiful. Hey, when we're making the temple to bless people, can we make sure there's no guardrails that on their way out of it, they could potentially plummet into infinity? That'd be cool. I actually really like the design. So. I just feel it's not high on customer service. How's the lagging doing? Is it cool? Is it good? Please don't stream explain again. Not again. Not to me. All right, I will adjust what you said to adjust Jesse. Great. Thank you. I mean, I'm not exactly playing like, I don't think the heaviest, game. It seems like it should be able to work. And my CPU usage on OBS is 3.5%, which leads me to believe that can be just fine. Hey, I want to beat this little dude. It's a silly thing. Where'd it go? Oh, a big boy. These are fun. Okay, redo. I got some muddle buzz. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. What about a little puffy shrimp? You guys can't see none. Oops. Man, that. Excuse me. Sucks to suck. Sucks to suck. Thank you. Oh, now you're upset. Okay. Unified memory. Unified memories does sound like a term I should know about. Don't look at next. I wasn't planning on it. Got him. Wow. I like those big things. I think they're pretty fun. All right. Thank you for the arrows. Very exciting. Thank you for the luminous stones. Thank you for the bright blooms. We doesn't need more of those. All right. Okay. Hey, what's this? I see how people end up streaming for a long time. Wow. 2 rubies. 2 wasuai. Ooh. Oh. I don't like those there. With the sound. Where is the little thing? Oh, okay. Guys. All right, y'all. We are gonna get out of here. Neat. The monkeys will frequently scare the crap out of me. We're going this way now? What is the point of being in here? Back to Ben Shapiro. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys very much. It is 1 o'clock. I'm going to head out. I appreciate you being here, and thank you for doing this. Thank you for being on my first ever live stream. I will be back next week. What do you mean jump scares? What are you talking about, Jesse? I will be back. And thank you. Thank you. And thank you for subscribing, and thank you for being members, viewers, friends. Help. The immense help is truly, thank you. And we'll figure all this stuff out. And then pretty soon we're going to be taking phone calls, and we're going to be doing all sorts of fun stuff, and it'll be wonderful. But first I have to figure out how to be able to play a pretty simple video game without it screwing up. So, yeah, it is a bad one. But all right. Bye, y'all. I love you. Thank you so much. Show some respect. You're not even wearing a suit.